What's something people don't know about the end of the world? The year is 2024, a year that stands as a testament to human ingenuity and progress. We live in an age of unprecedented technological advancement. Our cities gleam with the light of innovation, and our lives are intertwined with gadgets that were once the stuff of science fiction. Yet amidst this marvel of human achievement, we also face a sobering truth. A truth that casts a shadow over our bright future. The very existence of humanity is threatened by a multitude of existential risks. These risks are not distant possibilities, but immediate dangers that loom over us. These threats are closer than we might think. Every tick of the clock brings us nearer to potential catastrophe. They demand our immediate attention. The urgency is palpable, and the need for action is undeniable. For millennia, humanity has contemplated its demise. Ancient civilizations left behind scrolls and artifacts that speak of their fears and predictions. Myths and prophecies have painted vivid pictures of end times. These stories, passed down through generations, have always captured our imagination. Today, the threats are no longer confined to the realm of imagination. They have stepped out of the pages of myth and into the laboratories and data models of scientists. They are grounded in scientific reality. The data is clear and the evidence is overwhelming. We are facing nuclear proliferation, climate change, pandemics, and the unpredictable rise of artificial intelligence. Each of these threats, on its own, is formidable. Together they form a nexus of potential disaster. These are not mere challenges. They are existential threats that could bring about the end of the world as we know it. They are existential threats that could bring about the end of the world as we know it. The stakes have never been higher. Ignoring these threats is not an option. To turn a blind eye is to invite disaster. We must confront them head-on with clear-eyed realism and a commitment to action. It is a call to arms for every individual, community, and nation. The future of humanity depends on it. Our collective efforts, our shared resolve, and our unwavering hope will determine the path we take. Together, we can navigate these perilous times and secure a future for generations to come. The atomic bombings of Hiroshima and Nagasaki in 1945 seared the terrifying power of nuclear weapons into the global consciousness. The sheer scale of destruction and the immediate loss of life were unprecedented, leaving an indelible mark on history. What was once a theoretical concept became a horrifying reality. Scientists who had once marveled at the potential of splitting the atom were now faced with the grim consequences of their discoveries. The world watched in horror as entire cities were reduced to rubble in an instant. The aftermath was a stark reminder of the destructive power humanity had unleashed upon itself. Today, the threat of nuclear war remains a very real danger. Despite the end of the Cold War, the specter of nuclear conflict continues to loom over international relations. 9 nations possess thousands of nuclear weapons. Each of these countries holds the power to cause unprecedented destruction, and the delicate balance of power is maintained through a doctrine of mutually assured destruction. Each one is far more powerful than the bombs dropped on Japan. Modern nuclear weapons have exponentially greater destructive capabilities, with some capable of wiping out entire regions. The potential consequences of a nuclear conflict are almost too terrible to contemplate. A single miscalculation or act of aggression could trigger a chain reaction leading to global catastrophe. A full-scale nuclear war would result in unimaginable devastation. Cities would be obliterated, and the infrastructure that supports modern civilization would be annihilated. Millions would perish instantly in fiery infernos. The immediate impact would be catastrophic, with countless lives lost in the initial blasts and subsequent fires. The survivors would face radioactive fallout, widespread famine, and a nuclear winter that could engulf the planet. The long-term effects would be equally dire, with the environment and human health suffering for generations to come. The very fabric of society would be torn apart, leaving a world unrecognizable from the one we know today. If you're finding this video insightful, please like and subscribe to our channel. Your support helps us bring more content like this to you. While the threat of nuclear war is acute and immediate, it is a danger that looms large in the public consciousness. The images of mushroom clouds and missile launches are stark and terrifying, capturing our attention with their sheer destructive potential. In contrast, climate change represents a slow-burning apocalypse, one that creeps up on us gradually, often unnoticed until it is too late. The gradual melting of glaciers and the slow spread of forest fires are less dramatic but equally devastating. The Earth's climate is changing at an alarming rate, driven by human activity. Industrial factories spew out pollutants, and heavy traffic contributes to the ever-increasing levels of greenhouse gases in our atmosphere. These emissions trap heat, leading to a warming planet. The consequences are already being felt around the globe. Extreme weather events such as hurricanes and floods are becoming more frequent and more severe. These events cause widespread destruction, displacing communities and costing lives. We see rising sea levels threatening coastal cities. As the polar ice caps melt, the added water causes sea levels to rise, putting millions of people at risk. Coastal flooding is becoming a common occurrence, breaching seawalls and inundating homes and businesses. We experience more frequent and intense heat waves, droughts, and wildfires. These extreme conditions not only make life unbearable, but also lead to severe water shortages and loss of life. The intense heat fuels wildfires, which destroy vast areas of land and property. The delicate balance of ecosystems is disrupted, leading to mass extinctions and food shortages. As habitats are destroyed and temperatures rise, many species are unable to adapt quickly enough, resulting in a loss of biodiversity. Agricultural fields become barren, unable to produce the food needed to sustain growing populations. The scientific consensus is clear. We must act now to avert the worst effects of climate change. Scientists around the world are studying climate data, providing us with the knowledge we need to make informed decisions. Meanwhile, climate protests are growing, with people demanding action from their governments. Reducing greenhouse gas emissions is paramount. We need to shut down polluting factories and transition to renewable energy sources like wind turbines. This shift is essential to reduce our carbon footprint and slow the rate of global warming. We must transition to cleaner sources of energy and adopt sustainable practices. Solar panel installations and electric vehicles are steps in the right direction. By embracing these technologies, we can reduce our reliance on fossil fuels and move towards a more sustainable future. Every action counts, and together we can make a difference. The COVID-19 pandemic provided a stark reminder of our vulnerability to infectious diseases. In a matter of months, a novel virus brought the world to its knees, affecting every aspect of life. Global travel ground to a halt, healthcare systems were overwhelmed and stretched to their limits, and millions lost their lives, leaving families and communities devastated. The next pandemic could be even more devastating if we are not prepared. Increased global connectivity means that a new virus could spread around the world with lightning speed. Antimicrobial resistance is on the rise, making it more difficult to treat infections effectively. We must strengthen our public health infrastructure and invest in early warning systems and rapid response. International cooperation is essential to prevent and control future outbreaks, ensuring global health security. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe to our channel for more content.